They ripped his report to shame him, until the bodycam revealed the truth. The classroom buzzed with chatter as students settled into their seats. It was a Friday morning, the kind of day when everyone was restless, counting down minutes until freedom. But in the very back corner sat Eli Carter, a 14-year-old black boy with an old, frayed notebook pressed against his chest like it was the most valuable thing he owned. Eli was quiet, often overlooked. His sneakers were scuffed, his shirt slightly too big, hand-me-downs from his older cousin. While the others laughed, snapped pictures, and exchanged notes, Eli sat in silence, his head bent low. He wasn't invisible, oh no. The bullies made sure of that. From the front row, Trent Matthews, the tall, loud, golden-haired, class clown, smirked. His best friend, Jason, nudged him. Yo, Eli's clutching that book report like it's made of gold. Trent sneered. Bet it's trash. Let's show him where he belongs. What no one knew was that Eli had poured his entire soul into that report. Late nights by a flickering lamp, scribbling on scraps of paper, cross-referencing library books while his mom worked double shifts at the diner. He wasn't just writing about the topic assigned, he was writing about survival, about his life, about the brilliance no one cared to see. But today would test him. As class began, Mrs. Whitfield, a sharp-tongued teacher in her mid-50s with glasses perched on the tip of her nose, announced, "Book reports are due today. I expect excellence." Her eye scanned the room, lingering on Eli for just a moment, then quickly moving past him, as if she already knew what to expect. When the bell rang for a short break, Eli stood up cautiously, holding his carefully stapled pages close. That's when Trent and Jason made their move. "Yo, what's that?" "A love letter to your math homework." Trent jeered, snatching the report straight out of Eli's hands. Eli froze. His voice caught in his throat. "Give it back." Jason tore a page from the stapled edge, crumpling it dramatically. "Dang, bro, this is deep. The fire inside never dies. What is this, a rap song?" The group of bullies burst out laughing, throwing his hard work across the floor. Students turned to look, some snickering, others shifting uncomfortably but saying nothing. Eli's eyes burned with humiliation, but he stayed still. He didn't fight back. Not yet. Mrs. Whitfield returned, irritation etched across her face. "What is going on?" Trent quickly stepped forward, waving the torn paper. "Just helping Eli find his lost masterpiece." Laughter rippled again. Eli bent down, scrambling to pick up the scattered pages. His hands trembled as he tried to smooth out the wrinkles. "Careful," Trent whispered, leaning down so only Eli could hear. "Don't want the teacher to see how pathetic you are." Mrs. Whitfield sighed, shaking her head. "Mr. Carter, if you can't even keep track of your report, I have little hope for its quality." The class chuckled. Eli's throat tightened. His work, his voice, was already dismissed before it had even been heard. But he whispered to himself, "They don't know yet. They don't know what I wrote." Unbeknownst to anyone in the room, a new pilot program at the school had teachers wearing small bodycams after a string of bullying incidents had gone viral in other districts. Mrs. Whitfield's bodycam blinked silently from her blouse. Every insult. Every torn page. Every sneer. It was all being recorded. And that footage would become the key that no one expected. As the class prepared to present, Mrs. Whitfield called names in order. Trent went first, showing off a flashy PowerPoint his dad had clearly helped him make. The room clapped, though it was lukewarm. Then came Jason, then Sarah, then Michelle. Each presentation blurred into the next. Finally, Eli Carter. The room grew quiet. The boy in the back slowly rose, clutching his taped-together report. He walked to the front, his shoes squeaking slightly against the tile. Some students rolled their eyes, already expecting failure. Eli cleared his throat. His voice was soft, shaky. But then he began. "This isn't just a book report. It's about struggle. It's about being told you're not enough. It's about fire, fire that burns even when the world tries to snuff it out. The class shifted. His words carried weight. He read passages, weaving history with personal experience. About resilience. About voices silenced. About how even the smallest person in the room could hold the biggest story. The room grew still. Even Mrs. Whitfield's pen paused in her hand. When Eli finished, there was no laughter. No immediate applause. Just silence. Trent's smirk faltered. Jason stared at his desk. For the first time, the bullies had nothing to say. Then, slow clapping. From the back. A girl named Marisol started it, then another student joined, until the room filled with applause. Eli's cheeks flushed. He bowed his head slightly, clutching his report like armor. But Mrs. Whitfield cleared her throat. Well, unexpected. Her words were clipped, cautious. But her bodycam had caught it all, the bullying, the mockery, the tearing of his report, and now the stunned reaction. And that footage was about to matter more than anyone knew. Viewers, if you've been moved by Eli's courage, don't just watch. Be part of the fight against injustice. Subscribe right now to the Untold struggle so these voices are never silenced. Let's continue. Later that week, the principal called Eli into the office. Confused, he walked in to see Mrs. Whitfield, Trent, Jason, and his mother. The principal leaned forward. We've reviewed the bodycam footage from last Friday's class. Trent paled. Jason shifted uncomfortably. The footage played on a large screen, every insult, every page torn, every cruel laugh. Then Eli's powerful speech. The truth was undeniable. Mrs. Whitfield's face flushed red. I didn't realize. But it was too late. The school board had already been alerted. The bullies were caught. The teacher's negligence was exposed. And Eli's words? They were now being shared as an example of resilience. Days later, in a surprise school assembly, the principal called Eli to the stage. This year's Excellence in Writing Award goes to Eli Carter. Gasps echoed across the gym. Trent slumped in his seat. Jason looked away. Eli walked to the stage, stunned. His mother's eyes glistened with pride as she clapped from the audience. The medal hung heavy on his chest, but not as heavy as the weight lifted from his heart. But the story wasn't over. Because in the shadows of the auditorium, a man in a dark suit watched silently. He wasn't a parent, or a teacher, or a student. He was someone else entirely, sent by an organization that had been tracking Eli's progress. As Eli smiled, clutching his award, the man pulled out a phone and whispered, "He's the one. We found him." The screen fades to black. To be continued. Eli's story proves that no matter how hard they try to break you, truth will always rise. But his journey isn't over. If you believe stories like this must be told, smash that like button, comment your thoughts, share this video with someone who needs it, and subscribe to the Untold Struggles. Part 2 is coming.